Alright, what we're going to do today is tie some jigs using Rabbit Zonkers. And what a zonker is, this is a rabbit hide. If you'll notice, on the hide, the hair naturally lays down with the leather. That's the back. And what they do, they cut this into strips, which normally is an 1/8 inch long, and that's what you use for your tail. Well, they also will do a crosscut, and it's just like it says, they cut across the grain to give you strips, which is called a crosscut zonker. Now this is a crosscut, and if you'll notice, with the leather, the hair lays down from it, so it's like it hangs. Where on the regular zonker strip, it's running with the leather, so it's running lengthwise. So that's the two different types of zonker, and I'm going to show you how each one of them's used. I'm going to use a 1/16 head with a number 2 sickle hook in it. Alright, and on my tail length, what I want to do is take from this bend to the back side of the head, and that's the length I'm going to use for my tail when I tie it in. So what I'm going to do is hold that leather right to the bend, and then right to the back of the head, and that's where I want to cut that zonker strip. Okay, and there's your finished cut on it. Which you got your fur laying toward the end of your hook. Alright. What I'm going to do is take it, and once the zonker is tied onto the hook, that's how it's going to lay on, just like that, with your tail coming out. So what I'm going to do is take my hook out of the vise, and I'm going to hook in the back side of this leather. Use my vise so you don't poke your hand. Maybe I had to go down here. Alright, hook that leather onto your hook. Put it back in your vise. I'm going to slide it all up against the head, just kind of get it out of the way. Alright, I'm going to use embroidery thread, which is a nylon. It's thicker, so you can pull more tension on this rabbit hide. So what we're going to do is start right behind the head, and then lay down a layer of thread, and I'm going to come all the way back to this first turn on this hook. Alright, then bring her back about halfway of the length of your hook shank up here. Alright, with this zonker, the bottom of the hide's going to be showing. So what I'm going to do is tie in a little bit of crystal flash. I got some black here that'll go with the barred look on that, and I'm just going to tie that in. Bring your line back up halfway, and just kind of leave that hanging right now. That's not in our way. Alright, now I like to use a little bit of super glue on my thread. So basically, once you tie that zonker strip in, it's going to glue it down to your thread base, and it's going to eliminate any problem with it trying to slip out. Right, I'm going to pull this zonker back in halfway, and I'm going to pull it down to the hook. Right, then start wrapping go ahead and wrap your zonker down. I like to carry it to the hook point right here. Don't carry it all the way back to that bend. lay a good base of thread down on there. Alright, so now you got your tail tied in. Alright, now take your crystal flash and just go to the end of the tail, just clip out and get that out of your way. Alright, so you got your tail laid in. Alright, now I'm going to take this crosscut zonker and I'm going to cut just a little bit of that hair out. Just to give me enough to tie into your hook shank. Alright, I'm going to come right behind this thread base. I'm going to tie that crosscut zonker in there. Tie it down real good. Alright, then bring your thread all the way back to your head. Right behind your head, and then just stop it. Just leave it hanging there. Alright, this crosscut, what you want to do, every time you wrap it, we're going to start hammering around this shank. And you want to keep this hair pulling backwards. So you're gonna wrap it, keep that hair laying back. Alright, you're gonna start working your way back up toward the back of the head. Wrap it, keep that hair back. Wrap it, keeping your hair pulled back. Just keep working it. So what you're doing is just you basically overlapping this 1/8 inch every time you come up to the front, and it's going to give you a real good body thickness right there. Alright, I've got all the way back to the back of the head. So what I'm going to do is pull my string, and I'm going to wrap that leather and go right behind the head. So you want to wrap that 2 or 3 times to get that rabbit tied down good right behind the head. Alright, now you can take and cut that out. Alright, now you got your crosscut cut in there, tied in. And see, with this orange here, what I done was the piece that I used from the tail had the yellow with the orange with the black barred. Well, this is a 2-tone strip here. This is orange with the black tip. But that kind of blends in with it using the chartreuse head. Alright, with the Zonker strip being an 1/8 inch thick, basically what I want to do is build me a 1/8 inch collar right behind the head using my thread. And that's going to tie your leather back in there from your Zonker strip and give you a nice looking collar right behind that head, but it's going to hide all that leather that was left there. Alright, just like that. Alright, then you want to 1, 2, 3, 4, wrap it in 4 times, pull it tight, cut your thread. Alright, so there's your jig tied with your rabbit. You got your zonker tail and your cross-cut zonker for your body. So what I'm going to show you, I'm going to use the 3D eyes on this head also. I've already depressed the head to where the eyes will fit. These are stick-on eyes. So what I'm going to do is just pull that jig up and stick my eye right there. Mash down on it. So that's the first eye. I'm going to flip it up. If I can get this eye. I'm going to stick my second eye on. Alright, this glue don't stick real good. So what I'm going to do is take some Sally Hansen clear fingernail polish. It's a top coat. And I'm going to coat that whole eye and that head. And as I'm coating that, I'm going to also coat that collar that I just tied behind the head. Alright, flip it up. Get your other side of your head coated real nice. Alright, you want to coat that collar down good with the Sally Hansen. But you tie that collar in. It'll seal it off. So you want to coat your head real good with the Sally Hansen. And you also coating that collar right behind your head, which will seal that thread base off. So there it is. Got a little bit. And there's your Rabbit Zonker Jig.